Hey everyone, so we have these Billy bookcases from Ikea and we're going to make it look like a built-in library wall. So there's other folks out on the internet who've already done this and planted the idea into my wife's head, so I am condemned to this project now. What we started out with, we already had two of them. So this one, as you can see, has all kinds of books and stuff on that one over there. We pushed them out to the side. This wall here is 180 inches, give or take a little bit. So what I did is I found the halfway point of the wall, because as we see we have 5 here. I found the halfway point of the Billy shelf here in the center, and I lined those up. So yeah, you can see where I marked that center point on the wall and then the center point on the shelf and line that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the install based off the center here. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to work on this center shelf. I'm going to put a hole in it so we can run a cord through it. I'm going to pre-run some extension cords as well, because we got some plugs behind the shelf. So once we get the shelves fixed in, we won't be able to get to those plugs. And then level off this middle shelf. And this middle shelf is actually pretty good already. So I'll show you that. Level it off. Then I'm going to get it secured in place. The shelves here on the right and the left will be positioned based off the center. Good news is that the center shelf is pretty level, other than the horizontal level was just a little off. So I got to use some shims, but again, I'll show you that. So we'll get this in place. We'll get some wood veneer on it. Actually, there's an extension, another shelf that I can put here on top. We're going to go buy that today, get those on there, get some crown molding. So yeah, we'll see if we can make this look like a fixed built-in bookshelf. So on the back of the Billy shelves, you can see if there's a notch right here for your baseboards so that you can insert it at the back of the shelf flush with the wall. And as you can see, my quarter round prevents that. But I'm not concerned with that because the shelves are going all the way across and you're not going to see the back of the bookshelf. I don't have to worry about notching that out. And this, having that space there is going to be good for running cords. I'm not concerned with getting this flush. It really doesn't serve me any purpose to do that, especially when I could potentially use that space. But that's something you may want to consider is, in your case, if you're going to see the back of your shelf or the side of your shelf and you want it flush, notching that out if you do have quarter round. Otherwise, if you just have baseboard, that's a pretty good notch. This should fit on there without any problem. As I said earlier, I want to pre-run all the plugs. This particular shelf butts up into this outlet to where I wouldn't be able to plug anything in, but I'll show you here. There's some space between the back of the side here and the backing on the shelf. What I'm going to do is just use my oscillating saw to cut that out. And I have the flat plugs here meant for plugging in behind furniture, so that way that should work. Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue there. I'll go ahead and get that notched out. Okay, as you can see, that fits pretty well. It's a little bit off the wall, but again, we're not trying to go all the way to the wall, so I think this should be good here. We're going to be putting a TV right here, and I got to drill a hole, and we'll put it right there in the center. That way the TV blocks the hole. I got the drill bit here. So I got the shelf pulled away from the wall, and that's so I don't put a hole in the drywall, but I'll go ahead and get that hole in here. And I'm not trying to be precise. I know that the TV will block it right here in the center. So I don't recommend one of these drill bits because it's meant for a thicker piece of wood. That drill bit grips into the wood and that pulls it on down. Obviously, this was really thin particle board, and so my bad here. I'm going to get an oscillating saw and just clean that up by squaring it off. A little bit cleaner than that tore up hole. Got it plugged in and kind of leans on the hole there, and as long as I don't see the cordage underneath the TV, I think it's good. The next step here is to go ahead and get these leveled off. Now this one is pretty much level. It looks like it can maybe go up a tad bit on the left side. The bubble is closer to this line here. So if I lift it up a little bit on this side, should raise that bubble, maybe send it back to the very center. Most projects, this would be good, but because this is the starting point, this shelf here, I want to make sure I get it right so that as we move on to the other shelves, it doesn't get, progressively worse. Okay, so I just lifted it up over here and just slid those under there, and it's level now. Another thing is, you go shake it, and it's stable. It's not wobbly on any side. So I'm just going to take my utility knife here and cut those. Also, I threw the level on the side and I'm trying to determine if it's level from top to bottom, and it is. So from front to back, it is level. So this middle shelf worked out really well.